Welcome back to All In Driving. As you can see, my temporary space is kind of taken over with Christmas decorations, but that's okay because this week I'm bringing you guys two gifts in the form of reviews and ways you can get started racing in 2025. Today, I want to talk about K1 Speed and their league championship. We're going to talk about how you can find a race and get to a track, what a day at the league looks like, the cost and value, some tips and tricks that I've found, and then finally, what I plan to do for 2025 to make myself better and to move further in the process. So with that, let's go all in. So the first thing I want to talk about is just how to get to your track, how to start doing league. So K1 has over 100 locations, not only in the US, but throughout the world. And if you are in one of these, then you can get to a track close to you. If you're outside of that, unfortunately, K1's not the best option, but I'm sure you can find another karting track. Hopefully next year, I will get a comprehensive list of any karting track in the US. So wherever you're at, you can find one within hopefully 20 to 50 miles of where you're at. If you are lucky enough to have a K1 Speed in your area, basically all you need to do is show up between 6 and 6:30. The earlier the better. At 6:30, they stop taking reservations for league. The dates for the league are the same. It's always the first Sunday of a month, except in a couple locations, specifically Utah. So when you show up on race day, you just sign in like you would any other time. It just takes your name, phone number, email, and then go to the desk, tell them that you're there for the league, and then wait. They'll call you up and start racing. Each month you'll get 2 qualifying sessions and then a final race, which is a grid start for places. At the end of the day, you'll get points based on where you stood in the final race, basically starting at the bottom from 1 up for how many racers there are, and then 1 extra point for the overall fastest lap. At the end of 12 months, whoever's at the top 3 get to move on to state championships and then nationals and worlds if you get that far. Each session is going to cost you $65 plus any sales tax in your state. You don't need to go every month. You just need to go 8 of the 12. You can miss up to 4 to be included in the chance to go to state. Adding that up, we'll just say 10 to make the math easy. $650 for the year to have some races, possibly get into state and move further and get some cool prizes from there. This is the general pricing if you buy a 3-ticket pass. So just based on that, the value is pretty good. I would say other benefits to doing the league is a lot of times, at least for me this year, you're racing against the same people. So you can compare not only how you're doing compared to how you did the previous months, but how you're progressing compared to how everybody else is progressing. And then because you're with the same people, we made friends and everybody was hanging out and chatting with each other in between races, complaining about karts together and that kind of stuff. So it was a good camaraderie as well. If you're looking to meet other people that are interested, I definitely recommend the league and go at least a handful of times so that you can start to meet people. Further down the road on value, if there are races that get completely messed up or whatever because they care about league so much, you'll get those extra races. I'd say throughout the course of the 12 months, I only went 11, but out of the course of the 12 months, we probably got 3 or 4 extra races just because something weird went wrong and they needed to rerun. And then at the end of the year, first, second, and third in any given track will receive prizes, and then state, and then nationals. I've heard things as much as like a full racing suit for winning worlds. Some tips and tricks. The first tip is it's going to cost you a little bit more than the $650 if you want to be good. Me going every month, I did make progress. But if I'd been going every week or every other week at least to get some practice laps in, I would have gotten much better and probably could have gotten myself into the top 3. Looking back throughout the year, these first few months, January, February, March, April, I was incredibly slow compared to the competition. If I'd started in December, I probably could have been better. If in those 4 months I had practiced more in between, I probably could have gotten myself to the level I'm at now a lot faster and put myself in the chance for actually being in the top 3. The second tip I will say, if you're not able to get another day off, or like me, it's kind of far away and 45 minutes isn't a long way, but it's a long way to go every week just to do some karting. So I would suggest get there an hour and a half early on league nights so that you can get a lap or two in. Plus then it's fresh in your memory. You can make the most out of your league time. Tip number 3 goes back to what I said before. You can miss up to 4 days of the league and still be in the running and still be able to get in that top 3 to go to state or to move on. So don't worry about making every one. Tip number 4, unfortunately, is gonna cost you a little more money too. I'm planning to do this at the new track and we'll let you know how it goes there. But definitely either do the lesson or spend some time just talking with the people at the track to get a good feel of where you can gain time and get some feedback both from them and your other racers so that you can improve. The final tip is to have fun. This is what we're here for anyway. If we're doing K1 as adults, we are not getting to Formula One. We're not gonna be in a professional series most likely if we're just getting started and you need these tips and tricks and are watching this video. So most of all, just have fun, enjoy yourself. If you're getting better, it feels really great. If you fall back, don't be too hard on yourself. Just have a good time, enjoy the sessions, work on getting better. And if you don't make the standings, there's always next year. You can either cut your losses and just practice or keep doing the league, keep meeting the people and having a good time. For the last portion of the video, I want to talk about my personal experience and the track that I was at. This is not going to be as informational for a lot of you guys because you're not going to the same track. But I will say that they did a good job of figuring things out and trying to make things better throughout the year. There were a couple months where I was disappointed in how everything went. One month, the karts all seemed to kind of die about halfway through, partly because they're old. One of the reasons I decided to try the league with K1 and at that track was obviously the track was the only one close to me, but over other tracks in the area, it was the best one for year-round racing. The other track that's close, that's still open, is outdoors, which is fine. I did race there in December last year, but the league is only in the summer and it's just as expensive for a handful of races. So I just want to give myself a year-round, something to do, build content, but get better at racing and just get some practice in. Part of the reason that I'm going to Tukwila next year is because I do think that I will do better compared to other people at a more technical track. I really enjoyed my high performance driving experience, and that is a little obviously more technical in a car. So that's my review of the K1 League in 2024. I'm assuming it's going to be pretty much the same in 2025. If you are interested, I did add the link below. Again, not an affiliate, not a sponsor, but just giving you the link so you can get started. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.